And I think it comes down to the kind of life that your child wants. You know, I mean, some porn stars have been offered experiences that they wouldn't otherwise have had, right? And it's just a matter. And even with me and my journey as an OnlyFans model, like to be honest, I haven't through my experience as a model because and I haven't been subject to like some of the toxic aspects of the industry. You know, I've been in charge. It's been really a positive experience for me and a really empowering one. And it's offered me, I mean, just through social media, so many like access to experiences that I'm really grateful for, incredible freedoms, and I absolutely love my life that I've built and the opportunities that I have. And entrepreneurially, I feel like a lot of potential.
Would it be worth it if you never got married?
Well, I mean, I've never really been one of those girls who's like.
Okay, so you don't care.
Single, unmarried women are the happiest demographic.
I mean, like, what do you want your life to look like at 65?
A lot of friendship, a lot of self-expression, authentic self-expression.
Because do what you want, but like my thing is a lot of times people make these decisions and then whine about the consequences later.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hear that. I think it really just depends on how you go into anything, and like even just to take it back to like. I mean, like, anything, even if we take it back to the original conversation about, even escorting, I'm like, I think when it comes to any part of like, sexual objectification, it's really like how your perspective is, the way that you go into and experience that situation determines whether or not you feel power from it or you give power through it and you lose power, and whether it becomes like traumatic or empowering. Like they're two different things. So, so it's just a really matter of personal preference and opinion. My life, I've never wanted a normal, typical fucking life. And I haven't had one. And do I want what most people want at 65? Probably not.
I also feel like I would rather, if I was saying where I would be at 60, I would rather be by myself at 60 or 65 and genuinely happy with myself and where I have come in my life than be in a toxic relationship in a
But why are those the only two options?
I mean, I do OnlyFans and I'm in a happy relationship. Obviously, we have our ups and downs, but like overall, I have a very happy relationship.
Good for you.
But I feel like you're saying over here that you can't have a happy relationship. You're never going to get married if you do OnlyFans.
I think it's less
My
likely.
Very supportive. I don't do OnlyFans, but I dance, and he's very supportive.
I think it's less likely. And it's,
you guys, right?
I mean, you guys are young though. You don't know what life's going to look like at 35, 40. Like, and I've talked to older women that have done OnlyFans and done corn work, and a lot of times like a guy will date you in his 20s and then like dump you when he wants to find his wife.
I know a lot of people that
are.
are
It's really early to say though what the future looks like for OnlyFans, which is so new, right?
Especially for our generation specifically, it's very. I'm not saying that it's super right, but it is a lot more normalized than a 30-year-old man's generation is.
Too, though, just acknowledge the fact too that OnlyFans is a premium content platform. There are comedians with OnlyFans. There's such a wide variety of the kind of content that's on OnlyFans. There's a total stigma,
There's also,
but it is not porn industry.
I'm not
saying
that nobody is going to get married. That's not what I'm saying. Especially when you have a really you guys are all very pretty. So thank you. But sometimes like pretty women have different outcomes than the average chick. And so the average chick is going to sign up to OnlyFans. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know you guys personally, but there are a lot of girls that are going to do OnlyFans, and it's not going to end well for them. And it's easy to say this now, I'm in a happy relationship. You don't know what your life's going to be like in 10, 15, 20 years.
What somebody does for a period of time doesn't define what they are and what they do forever, right?
It does, though, because like if I'm gonna date a guy and he said I went to prison for 5 years, like I'm out. If he said I got 3 women pregnant, but don't worry, I've changed. I'm like, you know what? That's not for me.
So, Kiana,
I'm good.
You said you'd be a nurse if you weren't doing what you're doing now. What would the rest of you do if you weren't doing your current job?
Comparing prison and what was the other thing you said?
OnlyFans.
No, prison and
getting 3 women pregnant.
Comparing prison and OnlyFans and getting 3 women pregnant, like those are two.
You know what's funny? I actually think that like the comparison isn't fair because when men go to prison, they actually have more women that are interested in them. As far as the opposite, where OnlyFans has the opposite, where you have less men interested in long term.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just feel like that's not a good comparison.